Hi, as most of you know, my name is Daniel Brown and I'm the CEO of Myriad Real Estate Group, and we're reaching out to all of our past clients, current clients, and hopefully future clients to give them regular updates on the state of the economy, the state of the housing market, and what's happening going forward. So, basically there's not going to be an industry or person probably on the planet that isn't going to be affected by this coronavirus and the economic fallout that will undoubtedly follow. And so we want to make sure that we are a resource for you to come to consistently to get market updates on both the housing market and the economy. What I can tell you right now is that the U.S. housing market is on really stable ground. This is wildly different than what happened in 08-09, the Great Recession, where the housing market caused the collapse of our economy. Over the last 11 or 12 years, lenders have been super responsible, buyers have been super responsible, appraisers. It's been completely different. People are not over leveraged right now like they were in 08-09. So, it's my belief that it's going to be the housing market that helps pull us forward through this economic downturn that we are probably already in and will continue to face going forward. I do not suspect that we will see a flood of foreclosures or short sales on the market like we did last time, because everyone has so much equity baked into their home based on when they purchased. So we are undoubtedly going to see massive layoffs. I think that layoffs are going to hit somewhere above 20%, and they could go higher based on how long it takes and what the stimulus is that comes out of the federal government and our local governments. So even with that being said, I don't think that we will see a bunch of foreclosures. The government has already instructed Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to cut people slack and allow them to defer their mortgage payments depending on their situation for up to 12 months. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac backed loans make up about 50% of all mortgages in our country, so there is a good chance that your mortgage is backed by Fannie or Freddie. So I recommend you reach out to your servicer if you are in financial trouble to ask them if you can defer your mortgage payments. They may not give you the full 12 months to start, but they may say, okay, well, let's do this month, next month, so it may take regular phone calls. There should be no paperwork, from my understanding, associated with having to qualify for this. It's as simple as picking up the phone and talking to your servicer. If you hit a brick wall with the person that you're talking to, escalate it to a manager. Again, this is new information that's coming out and they may not be aware of it, but again, if you're backed by Fannie or Freddie, you should be able to defer your mortgage payment for a period of time. I suspect that it will be all mortgages before hopefully before we get too far into this. People right now have low mortgages, so their monthly payments are lower and fixed. So again, this is just a very different market that we find ourselves in with the housing market than we did in 08-09. I also think in every crisis there is opportunity. So if you are a buyer, this can be a fantastic time to be in the real estate market, as long as you are not afraid of potentially losing your job. So if you are in the entertainment, hospitality, restaurant industry, any of those industries that are going to be heavily impacted by this crisis, then it may not be a good time to buy. But if your job is safe, this could be very opportune. Sellers are becoming a bit panicky because of the uncertainty. They're accepting lower prices than they had before. We're actually seeing more listings come to market, and I suspect that we will see mortgage rates down in the low 3s, if not high 2s, within the next 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know that for certain, but I'm speculating that that's what we will see. 2.5 weeks ago, everybody and their mother refinanced their house. That caused mortgage rates to get pushed up. We're going to be getting through that backlog within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I suspect, and then I think we will see mortgage rates come back down. So if you're open to taking on the risk, we're telling some of our clients to do what's called float your mortgage rate. So that means you're not locking it in yet because you're hoping that rates will come back down. If you are risk averse, then if the mortgage rate that you're qualified for makes sense for you and the monthly payment makes sense for you, go ahead and lock it in. But I do think that rates are going to come back down. Something else that we're seeing, I think we're going to see an increase in rental properties coming to market. We just had a massive cancellation on all Airbnbs here in Phoenix, for some people through the end of the year. I think that a lot of those individuals will be listing those on the open market for rent, and I think it might be smart for some of you to cash out and sell your vacation rental properties and allocate those funds into a different investment. We currently have a couple clients who are doing that, paying off some debt, as well as investing the rest of the funds into a depreciated asset, the stock market, because we believe in the United States, we believe in our businesses, and we believe in our ability to get through adversity and come out great on the other end. So while we're headed for some really rough times, I do think that the stock market and our Fortune 500 companies will rebound, and investing in that, if you're have a long-term horizon of 5, 10 plus years, is a great place to invest in this economic downturn. But at the end of the day, your health and your family are the most important thing. The most important thing to us. So if you're in a situation where you can't get out of your home, or you're too afraid to get out of your home and you need any supplies, groceries, or just a friend to talk to, reach out to us. We're available to help. We're offering to everyone that if you need anything, we will go and pick it up for you and bring it to you. During this time, it's going to be us all rallying together to support one another. So you're going to see a shift in our e-newsletter going forward, where we're going to be covering a lot more about the economy and a lot more about the coronavirus and what's taken place. We're also going to be adding some fun stuff to our e-newsletter to try and brighten everybody's day. So if you come across something fun, send it to us and we might feature it in our e-newsletter. We're also going to be spotlighting on our friends and family who are in the service industry and run businesses that are supported by us. And we're going to be featuring them so that we can see how we can continue to support them in different ways. So if you're a restaurant, if you're a service-based vendor, any of those things, send us what you're doing and we will feature you in our e-newsletter to go out to our friends in our database, letting them know how they can support you. So hang tough, everybody. Send me your questions. I want to be a voice of reason and I want to be there for you. So anything that we can do to help and support you and guide you through these uncertain times, we're here. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you soon.